What's up, guys? Welcome to TFGoose Gaming. I'm TFGoose here with Vendetta once again, and this is part 4 of our wacky, crazy, almost no services video series here. I like how we called it no services, and it's really just kind of like no fire, no police. I think we named them better on YouTube than we did on our hard drives.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, no fire, no police, guys. It's the gimmick we've been going with here and seeing just how ridiculous things can get. And I think it's safe to say that it's right about here in our playthroughs where things started to go a little bananas.
Yeah, I think they started to really kind of break down at this point.
Yeah, which is a shame, and that's not to say that the city is non-functional, I mean, it's not really a huge issue. We're starting off here in my city, obviously, with the goose symbol. But it's that it becomes so crazy on micromanagement, to tear down all the rubble buildings that you almost can't get anything else done. Like whatever else you really want to do at that moment, if you go and do it, when you get done doing it, there's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 50 buildings that you need to tear down. And that's a little over the line, So it's getting to the point where it's a little rough to play. But that said, I mean, still, though, check out the money. Check out the population, check out the hourly down there. It's not horrid,
It's pretty impressive. Your city is much better off than mine.
Yeah, I'm interested. I want to take a look at yours, too, when we get over there, and we'll take a peek at what's going on, because I know you didn't get quite as much pop going as I did.
Yeah.
But then by extension, you shouldn't have like traffic issues. And I know you're using like way better streets than I am. You have avenues all over the place.
This is true.
So which is that, contributed to a slower start for you, but it also means your traffic should be bumping.
Yeah, I didn't have any traffic issues, I think, throughout this whole series, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, and I get it sometimes, especially up in my residential area, which is off to the left right now. But I get a lot of traffic up there because I didn't really go completely crazy on, the high-density roads. I've got a lot of high density, but I still got some medium hanging around in there as well. Just because I honestly didn't want the population to just go totally bananas, because of that. Because I didn't do a whole lot of avenues, at the beginning. I just mainly stuck with streets. And I knew I was going to get myself in trouble with traffic if I let the population go out of control.
Yeah.
But really, it just kind of stagnates anyway. I mean, it's at what, 53 here. I think, it navigates in around, this is about the low end of where it is, and it gets upwards of like in the mid 60s, and it just seems to dance back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and we can probably attribute that to just because you're kind of having to constantly tear down stuff and rebuild it. That's why it's not really growing.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not having enough time to really, change density and move up in buildings and stuff. And of course, when you tear stuff down, all the people that, were in that building are now gone or on the street or something. So that kind of stinks.
Eating garbage.
Eating trash, yep. Or possibly burning alive, one of those things. You never know. But yeah, I just decided at this point to try and concentrate on seeing if I could get my industry going better, trying to get a little bit more production as far as the ore and alloy and metals, trade here is what I was going on in this city, and just seeing if I could get some cash flow going, because I just kept thinking that at some point things are going to break down, my hourly rate's going to go right into the crapper, and I was going to be living completely off of trade. This is what the assumption I was working off of,
Yeah.
But in reality, it stays okay as long as you stay on top of things, as long as you stay vigilant and tear down those buildings and let them rebuild, then it seems like the city is very stable, which is very surprising to me. But,
I can see a fire there in the corner of your screen, a rather large one.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. Yeah, here I just made a little error. I accidentally put one of the little truck garages right where that needed to go. And so just get rid of that guy real quick. And I just wanted to put an alloy furnace in here just because, why not? I'm already doing metals, and alloy sells a lot better, and I can import some coal to go with the ore that I'm dragging out of the ground and make some alloy and do even better on money. So, spend a little bit of my hourly rate there to get a massive return, and that's what we want to go with. So, but It's fun. I mean, it's interesting, and it's certainly kind of neat sometimes to see your entire town just on fire. You know,
Yeah.
and everything's going bananas. But then again, it does get a little wacky trying to tear everything down all the time. But and seeing that red blip down there constantly of fire and police, and we played around a ton just looking at how many criminals we actually had running around. And I think at the long end of it, by the end of the next video, you guys will see, I think that we were upwards of 500, 600 criminals per day or something.
It was absolutely insane.
Like the whole map is red. It's just criminals running around everywhere. But, and I think this video here, we're still playing around in this sort of little sandbox creation that we've made. But next video is we're going to go ahead and wrap up, I think, the series. Because I think we've kind of, at that point, we sort of proved the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the idea here is to see if you can make a functional city. And here we go over to your flaming death trap. So
Fire everywhere. Come one, come all.
wonderful, wonderful. Now, see, you only have 1 rubble, 3 abandons. That's nothing.
Yeah. I did plop that VU tower finally. We've been talking about that for a while in the series, and I finally did get that down.
Yes, the VU tower, which, I mean, you have more fun with VU than I have with Maxis Man by a factor of 10, I think, is a fair thing to say.
I think that's just because Dr. VU's not a turd.
Yeah, I mean, and plus he just has actual interactive things that you can do, too, that have a real effect. Like, I send Maxis Man out, and he just drives around and goes and saves somebody or something, and it's like, I don't even really notice anything that's going on, but, it's just weird. I don't know. Dr. VU has a boost to industry as well, does he not?
Yeah, he gives tech levels, +2 tech levels. So that's actually pretty valuable. I mean, if you can stand the criminals, which at the moment we obviously don't have police. But yeah, he actually is quite powerful to industry. So that could be something to consider.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially if you're not doing what we're doing and can put a really nice police force in, I would think that it's about the same level that you would need if you're doing a casino city.
Yeah.
If you're going casino, you obviously need more police stations, more police presence. A lot of times you actually need to go ahead and go up to the full precinct rather than just sticking with stations because the criminals get a little out of control out there. But if you're not doing a casino city and you want to play Dr. VU, you're probably still going to have to maintain that same police presence because he does kick out the criminals.
Yes, he does.
Absolutely, especially when you unleash a bunch of them.
Yeah, those henchmen guys, by the way, are AKA criminals, so you can unleash up to 50 criminals at once. Actually, it goes up higher, I'm sorry, but in the beginning, at least, it's only 50.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, actually, and of course, it's just wreaks total havoc when you're in a city that has absolutely no police force at all.
Drive-bys for everyone.
Absolutely. It's equal opportunity here in Half Moon Baked of your city here. But I don't know. It's definitely a different way to play it, and we wanted to try. And honestly, if I wanted to play with either one of those guys again, I think I would build VU every day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just because Maxis Man, I know you've been telling me the entire series not to worry about him, not to do anything with him, and I was really, really trying to get something going, but my goodness. It would take so long to upgrade him to get all those renown points that he needs, for him to do anything even remotely useful.
Yeah.
That it's just, to me, it's just not worth it, at all. And he's so expensive to keep running. So I'm probably never going to build him again, unfortunately. But VU here seems like he's fun. He provides a real effect in the city.
And you get killer robots.
And you get killer robots, right? As we said, I think that's next video, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think it is next video.
Yeah, I think that's in the next one. So we'll definitely show you guys that. That's really fun stuff.
That's probably the best things, hands down, is the killer robot.
Yeah, which it basically acts like a disaster.
And I don't know about you guys, like all you other SimCity players out here, but I have not seen a disaster hit my city in
ages.
Forever.
Ages.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to disasters. I don't know.
Last 2 patches.
Yeah.
Last 2 patches. I haven't seen one since 2 patches ago.
Yeah, and this is update 7 too, by the way, guys. We just did these records yesterday, depending on when you're watching this. But yeah, well, this is update 7.
Yep. You can do the raise and lower road tool in here, which we didn't really mess with much because we kind of already had most of our city design down the way that we wanted.
Yeah,
No, but
I
it's
did
definitely
it a
something to
little
mess with
bit.
later.
I don't
Did you?
know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you got it in this video or not, but I did mess with it a little bit just to kind of show me building a bridge or an elevated road.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I mean it's a neat tool, and it allows you to be, more creative with your design for sure. I'm sure you guys are making some really crazy stuff, and it's interesting. But we already had these kind of established, so if we do another full run through here on a different topic at some point, I'm sure we'll show a lot of that. Just because we have it available now, and when you have it from the ground up, it's a lot more useful than when you're sort of modifying an already existing city. At least it seems to me. I don't know. I have a thing about tearing down large chunks of my city.
Yeah,
You know,
kind of makes me go, eh.
yeah, I get all twitchy about it. I know it shouldn't just be a total, it's part of, doing business, cost of doing business, as they say. You can just wipe out a whole section and put something new in its place, and it's fine, and whatever, people will find new homes. But, and you can always rebuild barbecue pits. So who cares?
Hey, don't hate.
I'm not hating. I like your barbecue pits as long as you don't hate on my tall tree row.
I was sensing somebody who was sipping on some haterade.
No. I know better than to, bash on your barbecue pits.
I'll send a
man.
killer robot to your city. I'm not messing around.
Dude, you're already sending enough criminals over my way anyway, okay? With your Venus. All of a sudden, it's, this murderer from... I'm sending murderers to your city somehow, but you got the mad criminal here. So believe me, you're sending some my way as well. Don't even think that it's not happening, because it totally is. But that's all right. But still, I am noticing one thing I will say, man, as far as like your city, I mean, you do have a lot of undeveloped land here.
Yeah, I didn't really flesh this map out too much. I mean, I was kind of happy with how things were going, so I didn't see the need, to kind of go crazy with the population and whatnot.
Right. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I would think, though, that possibly part of the reason that, in fact, I'm almost sure the only reason that I'm maintaining a better RCI is because, I have twice the people living in my town, as you.
Yeah.
But, then again, it does cause more problems. I'm definitely having to tear down more crap than you are.
Yeah.
So, but here, as you can see there, I was just getting the trade HQ going, and it's actually, I'm just doing that right now, as a matter of fact. But I placed another depot there so that I could, get rid of more stuff and import coal correctly and get that part of the business going, which is good. I think I started this video with like 1.1 or 1.3 million or something like that. So it's ticking up pretty good.
You are racking in the money. I mean, I'm doing okay, but you are making ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, and believe me, it's definitely partly due to the fact that we're not dedicating any resources whatsoever to fire and police coverage. I mean, that's just the way it is. And you guys will see in the next vid, towards the end of the video, we actually go ahead and start building stuff to see how quickly things can turn back around and rescue the city. And it's quite incredible how much impact it has on RCI and happiness.
Yeah.
It's kind of unbelievable. But you'll see that. But for this video and for the majority of the next one here, we're still operating in accordance with the game rules that we have blasted ourselves with. And there's definitely some areas of my town here that I could develop just a little bit more. I could put a few more cross streets in, like in the bottom area there, and make better use of that land. But, kind of like you, I was sitting here dancing around the 60K mark on population and wasn't real excited about going too much bigger than that because I'm making money and I'm already spending a lot of time going around and blasting buildings down. So why build too many more,
Exactly.
I mean, unless it's your goal. I mean, you guys, you kind of have to make a decision, when you build these things. What is your goal? What are you shooting for? Some of you guys really like to make crazy population cities. If that's your bag, go for it. That's cool. But others, I mean, I tend to be about efficiency. I want to try and get, the city humming along, making the most money it can, keeping and getting happiness up as far as I can, and not really worrying that much about population. That doesn't do it for me. We'll put it that way. I like the city to be just cruising, to be able to hit the roads thing there and not see a big crazy thing of traffic. Like this is driving me crazy right now. I mean, you can see me looking at it and trying to figure out if there's something else I can do. Like
Use an avenue. Pro tip.
Yeah, yeah. I should. Well, the main drag there is an avenue, but I should have built them cross street avenues too and gotten some streetcars from the very beginning. And if I was going to do this again, I absolutely would. But you know, traffic problems drive me crazy. I like seeing nothing but light green. You know, if anything on my streets, that's how I like to play the game. You know, and that's even how I was trying to play this one. You know, even though we're dealing with some serious handicap here, you know, I still wanted to try and get a city that was functional. So getting one that had the tallest skyscrapers and the highest population is, you know, not as big a deal. But I did decide at this point, as you can see, that it's time to put in a second medical clinic.
Yeah.
Because even though only 1 death per day, there's not enough people getting treated, and sick people are getting sent out, you know, onto the street. And I've certainly got the RCI to handle another medical center, so I just went ahead and put it in, and I'm hoping that sort of backs some stuff off. And then always remember, guys, jump up into region view, send your vehicles over to your other cities, whether you're controlling them or not, and it really helps. It absolutely helps. So I don't know. I don't even know if you noticed I did that, but
Yeah, no, I didn't notice. People weren't really complaining about the clap so much as they were getting murdered.
You know, but seriously, if you get stabbed, if the ambulance gets there fast enough, maybe, you know.
The last thing you're worrying about is, man, it really burns when I pee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not so much being sick. It's more about being violently attacked or burning to death because, you know, there's no fire department. It's one of those things. Who knows? But, or because in your case, because Dr. Vu's, you know, sending his henchmen over, which I swear, like, I think about Dr. Vu, and for whatever reason, all I can think of is, like, Venture Brothers, and then he's, like, some hilarious villain on Venture Brothers. I don't know if you...
I picture Dr. Vu as, like, the guy from Despicable Me, for whatever reason.
That's actually pretty good. Although, seriously, if the henchmen that he released were minions,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would do nothing but build cities with Vu towers in them and then just release minions all day, every day. Just whoa, all over the city. It would be amazing. Minion disaster. I'd trigger it constantly.
That would be pretty awesome.
Constantly, especially if there was one giant, like, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man minion that would, like, crawl up out of the earth, just stomp across the city and then trip and fall over onto, like, your oil production or something.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
No, that's never happened. You've never lost like $900,000 worth of oil income stuff or anything. That's never happened. No, we forget about that. Was that back in the beta, or was that was like our first Let's Play, I think.
Yeah.
First Let's Play series.
Yeah, sorry about the video quality here, guys, too. I'm noticing my system's kind of lagging. I actually lost 2 sticks of RAM, so I'm down to 4 gigs. And I had some kind of craziness going on here.
Yeah, a couple of points, yeah, it gets a little choppy on yours for whatever reason, but, you know, it's, yeah, that's not your computer, guys, on the video. It's just a little bit of technical difficulty, but it's still very playable, so we were able to get this through for you here. And besides, I think we flash back over, or is this, yeah, we're going to flash back over to my city at some point, or I think so.
Yeah, yeah, we will.
Okay, peaches.
Yeah, my computer looks like it's drunk right now.
Yeah, well, these things happen. What are you going to do? So, but anyway, I think, oh, you're going for your education now, aren't you?
Yeah, I was trying to stop people from lighting their houses on fire at a, you know, alarming rate. So I was like, let's throw some edumacations in here.
Edumacations are very important. I mean, you've got to have that. That's very, very, very key. And I think that, or at least in this city, we'll put it that way, when you're doing this. Because if you do have educated citizens, they do set things on fire less often.
Right.
And that, if for nothing else, you know, is a great reason to do it. You know, there's plenty of reasons, you know, to keep things going. You know what? I don't think we are going to switch back over because I think, yeah, this is like the last segment since we just came back over to you a little bit ago.
Oh, you're right. And you totally missed me building my bridge road. To the
I'm so good.
It's at the right there.
I am the master editor,
yes.
Obviously. So, yeah, that's it right there, that higher elevated road on the right side of the screen right now. That's what's going on, so that you can do kind of stuff with the road tool there and enjoy that, you know, get creative, because why not? That's what the game's about, right?
You can build tunnels too.
Yes, that's actually what I really want to do, I think. If we do another one of these, or even if I'm just messing around with it on my own, I think I'm just going to actually get in there and do a lot of tunnels, and make some wacky stuff. But the problem is you can't really build anything on the road when you do a tunnel.
Right.
It's totally just for navigation purposes, but you can, do some traffic options that way. Because you could have, like, what I figure is like this plateau that you got right here, right?
Yeah.
You could have roads that are obviously going up it as they are now, but then you could also have a road going down under it.
Absolutely.
And connected back out, say, to, down there by your town hall and stuff. And you could actually, but down by the bus terminal and all that, and the high school that you have.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic way to alleviate traffic.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you can almost go kind of 2-for-1 on space because you can run a tunnel underneath something that already exists, And that's really cool. That's a neat idea for it and could really, really, really help with traffic. And I think that could be a fun way to plan out the city and just see how crazy you can get with maneuverability for your Sims. But we'll see. I don't know. I didn't want to mess with my town too much on this one. I'm so weak about that. I don't want to blow anything up. Well, except the rubble. There's plenty of rubble to blow up at all times.
It really depends on my mood. Like, if I feel like I've made like a big design mistake, I've gone through and like taken out entire swaths of a city before. But yeah, usually I'm not too keen. Like if it's running and kind of humming along, then I won't really want to mess with it too much.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's oh my God, look at all your redness.
Oh, this is amazing.
Oh gosh.
Look at all those guns, guys. There's just murders going on everywhere.
Murder, death, kill.
Arson, fire, murder, mugging, robbery.
Who's seen Demolition Man? Murder, death, kill. What is an MDK? We don't know. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is where it gets a little crazy. You're still having to deal with far, far less like teardowns than I am, and I'm really jealous about that, I have to tell you.
I'm a pro designer, if you didn't know.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You're a pro criminal creator. Look at you. Oh, more henchmen.
Yeah.
Why not? Just let them go.
We don't have enough. I didn't feel like we had enough crimes going on.
Yeah, there's probably not enough. I mean, you basically need it to be like, Hell Knight on the Crow,
Right.
burn the whole town to the ground and just have as much havoc as you possibly can in one day. And that's what it looks like you're going for here. I mean, it's doing quite well.
This was a blast, though. I have to say, guys, we had a lot of fun making this series. It's really, really fun to kind of showcase this and kind of see, how the city reacts if you just neglect major surfaces.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting way to play. I mean, as I said, it keeps you on your toes for sure, and that there's no doubt about that. This is not a city that you can just be like, well, I'm going to run a Taco Bell real quick, so I'll just let this run for a minute,
What is your obsession with Taco Bell? I think you've mentioned that in like 8 videos.
Really?
Yeah.
I go a lot at night.
You pepper it in like randomly. You're like, yeah, I went to Taco Bell, and then you'll be like, yeah, this one time I was at Taco Bell.
Okay, we'll just preface this. No, I'm not being paid by them. However, I'm interested in a contract, so if anyone's listening, no, I'm just
kidding.
They
do have the Doritos, Locos, Nochos, Tacos.
No, I don't know, man. I end up going there. Why not? Because it's late and I'm bored, and that's what you do.
That's what you eat at 3 in the morning.
Right, yeah. Because it's either that or it's, like Denny's or something. Right?
Well, and McDonald's back in the day used to serve burgers at 3 a.m., but all of a sudden they're on the breakfast kick, and, like, you can't get a burger from them past, like, 1 in the morning, at least around here.
That's true. See? So you answered your own question. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. So, keep your eyes peeled. We'll have what's going to be the last part of this series pretty soon, and wrap it up and show you guys what happens when you turn everything back on and how quickly it restores. So hope you guys are enjoying this series, and we'll see you again soon.